Hi, this is a kind of a disassemble video and function of how the gun functions for the Pps-43C, imported by Interordnance Incorporated, and then it's actually made by Pioneer Arms Corporations in Poland. And now the gun is an amazingly simple gun to disassemble. Right in the rear here, you actually have it's pretty much a button that pushes in. And all you have to do is push in. And one thing I'm actually going to note real quick, for assembling and disassembling, for deassembling it does not matter, but having the charging handle cocked so the trigger is down and it's flushed and it's ready to fire will matter in the reassembly of this gun. So just push that button in and it simply flops up. Now with that, you can see it's very basic, very simple, and in the rear here you can see how that works. Very simple. And I'm gonna kind of reposition myself here for this. But as you can see how this bolt works, it brings back, and you have that rod also on the side. Trying to get the best view of that. Yep, pretty good view there. You can see how there's a rod in the side, and then it connects in the rear. So pretty simple design. I mean, there's not a whole lot to it. And then again, to close it, you just need to make sure. And definitely the gun does not have as much to it as it could, but it's a very simple design gun for the time. So, and again, these have just been in production since the beginning of 2010. So they're new made. They're all new parts from Poland. I don't even think the magazines are surplus. They look brand new. The great thing about the gun, it comes with 4 magazines too. And they were supposed to be 345 originally, and then depending on where you get them, of course. But because of a couple importation things, they rose to 369 for the starting price. And I guess in the future they're also going to be much higher because the ATF basically had a big deal with them for the first 4 months. They're basically just sitting with the ATF. Well, this isn't legal, that's not legal, but it is. Especially with the stock issue. But for the disassembly of the gun, I mean, it's very simple. It's a very simple gun. That's what they needed back then. They didn't want something to be very elaborate, because these guns were, even though this is a remake, of course, the guns, they're supposed to function in harsh environments, and, if you had somehow a jam or maybe some ice got in there, I mean, you never know, especially Russia being, what it is. You'd be able to flop it open, clamp down, and fire again. So, I mean, just like the AK-47s, how those are developed with the top plate comes off, and then, you can just simply, if you were to ever get anything in there, just flop it out. It's definitely roomy guns. They leave a lot of operation room for the gun. I mean, even this gun, it's not very big. It's not very bulky. It does weigh about 10 pounds, but it's not very bulky for what it is. But it definitely has that simplistic but advanced view with it. So, I have another video on more details about it, but like I said, this is just kind of to go with the simple operations and disassembly of it. So, I mean, it has a chrome bolt and it's chrome lined as well too. So I mean, it's definitely just it's a gun that's worth the money, and it's a fairly inexpensive gun too, especially for being brand new parts completely. So definitely suggest you get one if you ever get the chance. It's just a very neat gun, and I'll try to post a link here to the other video I got for it. So if you have any questions, feel free to shoot. I'm actually going to post a video in the next day or two about shooting it also. I actually am supposed to get my ammo in a couple days. I ordered a lot of bulk ammo for it too, the 7.62 by 25. If you look on Gunbroker, you can get 1,260 rounds for about $130 shipped. It might be just a little bit more depending on who you go to, but it's very inexpensive, very cheap, and you cannot go wrong. It's about 10 cents a shell shipped, and that's not, I mean, like there's even bigger bulks that you can buy, so you get it a little bit cheaper. So it's definitely going to be a fun, cheap gun to shoot. And alright, I'm not going to ramble on too much longer here, but be sure to check for other videos here. And if you ever have questions about older guns too, I try to do my research on them, and you know, so feel free to ask any questions, or you know, if you know other things about them. Like I go into the 41 and the 42 a little bit on the other video, but you know, feel free to make comments about it and you know, put any info that you know about it. And you know, please make sure to rate and you know, leave a comment on how I'm doing. All right, thanks, and take care.